This is dangerous business. It's dirty business.
Welcome to the Circle of Safety with me, Mandy Wiener. A conversation delving into the world of scamming. We'll speak to clinical psychologists, experts. We'll understand the psychology of scammers, and we'll speak to scammers themselves. Momentum Insure wants to make sure that you understand and you're informed so that you don't fall victim to a scammer, because anyone could be a scammer. I could be a scammer, your neighbor, the man in the street. Join us as we delve into the world of scamming in the Circle of Safety. Dave, you speak to many people who commit scams. What does the world of scamming look like?
There are, first of all, a multiple of reasons why people get involved in these types of endeavors, ranging from necessity to corporate scamming, in the sense that there's businesses that are set up for the purposes of scamming. And then, of course, you have the problem of people that scam just to feed themselves on a daily basis. My area of expertise is scamming that is related to substance abuse, where the original scam starts in the house, scamming your own parents or scamming your family, realizing that there's a way to be doing things in that way and then moving on to bigger and better targets.
The amazing thing about scamming is that people always think that they can't fall victim. Is that true?
No, anyone can fall victim, anyone. I don't even want to boil it down just to the elite and the rich people. Like, there's nothing that makes them vulnerable. The fact that they have a South African ID number is the thing that makes them vulnerable. Then you're susceptible to fraud or scamming.
How would you define a scam? What is a scam?
I hear this word a lot where I work, they talk about a hustle. So in other words, a scam would be something where you're offering a person something that's not based in reality. You're offering to sell them a product you don't have and you're pretending to have. Or you are actually going out and doing your best to fraudulently obtain money from institutions.
How do you convince them that you're the real deal, that you're not a scammer?
Up to now, I'm still not 100% sure I got some of the things right, because it's, one of the most obvious ones that comes to my head now is where I went into a bank posed as an Indian gentleman, and I convinced them with a very, very dodgy ID book. I convinced them that I was that person, and I walked out with 110,000 rand. So it all depends on who's sitting behind the counter that day, or you'll have an inside contact, which is the easier one.
What are the most prevalent scams?
The most prevalent I come across are mostly insurance fraud. People find it, in my view, quite easy to defraud insurance companies in terms of fake motor vehicle claims. And then also credit cards is a big one, credit card scams. And then the biggest one is that I've come across is online fraud, where, people get sucked into these emails that they get or promises they get made over the internet and give their details. And when they give their details, then identity theft takes place and the money's gone. When you hear what these guys are actually able to accomplish, not through the barrel of a gun or anything, just with their mouths, and making people believe something that is completely untrue, it's exasperating at times.
So what kind of a scammer are you?
Well, I dealt mostly with identity theft, and so anything like it results in that. So like credit cards, cell phones, clothing accounts, cars, insurance, anything you can think of.
Often we have this idea of who the perpetrator is, what the perpetrator looks like. From your experience, what are the personality traits of a scammer? What does a scammer look like, or who are these scammers?
You wouldn't be able to pick out a scammer by walking past them in the street and say, well, that guy's a scammer. You know, we see these movies where we see what gangsters look like or what criminals look like, and in our mindset, you know, back when I was a child, it was always a guy with a black and white striped shirt with a hoodie on his head and a bag with a dollar sign over his back, you know. That was a criminal. But in order to achieve a scam, you need to be able to blend in and be a chameleon so that no one notices you as being outside of the norm. You could be a scammer. If that was your mindset, it would be the perfect thing. You know, you'd be able to take me into your confidence. But if I come up to you and I'm covered in tattoos and thick gold chains and big leather black jackets and all of that, and I say to you, oh, you know, I've got this perfect investment for you, you're going to look at me and go, no, well, you know. So scammers are people that are able to fit into society. And of course, the internet has given people massive anonymity in terms of scamming. So there could be someone offshore that are scamming you.
I think many of us feel like scammers are a particular kind of person, or they come from a particular place, or they fit a certain kind of personality traits. What does it require to be a scammer?
It doesn't require much. I mean, you just have to be a person that would take these kind of risks. If you're not willing to take the risks, you won't make it in the game of scamming and fraud.
Is there a bit of satisfaction when you see somebody falling right into that trap?
Yeah, it is. And when someone falls for a trap that you've set, you know, in that moment you feel a sort of accomplishment out of that.